This is my favorite color this year, so let's unbox this. So here it is in my hands. Look at this beautiful titanium violet is the official name, but I'm referring to this as two-tone because that's exactly what it is. Would have been nice to see Samsung introduce this in more color variants. Maybe they might later on in the year. I managed to get an early hands-on with the new lineup, the S24 lineup, before Unpacked, and I have a separate video on that. But this is probably one of the earlier unboxings for this particular colorway. And let me just say, first impressions, I'm actually impressed for a couple of reasons. I'll talk about those later on in the video, but right now, the initial kind of feeling that I had, and I know other people would have had, was from a hardware perspective, this looks very, very similar to last year's model. There are slight refinements here and there. We'll talk about that now. So this, in my opinion, is probably the best looking colorway to go with this year for the S24 Ultra lineup. You basically have this purple, very dark purple on the back, which is sandwiched between titanium on the sides, the top, the bottom. It looks and feels really, really good. Now, obviously this year, the big update is on the front display. We have this new flat display when it comes to the S24 Ultra. I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of the flat display. Plus, I actually think it is better when you're using it with the S Pen as well. Much more practical than the curved display that we saw last year. And that display is typically Samsung. Absolutely stunning when it comes to the color, the vibrancy, and it's also brighter this year because 2600 nits in terms of screen brightness. It's going to be very helpful, particularly those of us that are here in the Middle East. This is quite nice, and just viewing media, playing games, you know, all the kind of stuff that you'd expect to do on this display really, really looks stunning. And it's very hard to show that off on camera, but trust me when I say this, it is a very, very good display. We pretty much have a similar camera setup to last year, 200 megapixel on the main, but this year they've made a change to the telephoto. So last year's telephoto was giving us 10x zoom, but it was 10 megapixels. This year, it's been bumped up to 50 megapixel with the largest sensor, so that means it's better in low light. It's a bit more reasonable because last year's S23 Ultra, that jump between 1x and then going all the way up to 10x was probably a little too much for most people. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I actually like this now, and I like the fact that it's been bumped up to 50 megapixel. So even though you are getting 5x optical zoom, the quality and capability of this should be much, much better. But overall, the camera on this is solid. As you would expect, it takes some incredible shots, but very, very similar to last year's S23 model overall. So this in my hands is last year's S23 Ultra model. And rightly so, a lot of people might want to know what are the differences between this year's S24 Ultra and last year's S23 Ultra. Look, externally, they look very, very similar. They almost look like the same design, but obviously we have changes to the body now with titanium. We have that flat display on the front. We have the updated camera, including the larger sensor, cooling chamber, which should be better in terms of heat and thermals, but externally they look exactly the same. I really think this year the biggest difference is in that Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor for Galaxy, because in there lies the magic, and that magic is Galaxy AI. So Samsung at Galaxy Unpacked announced essentially a big push into AI. Let me preface the rest of this by saying what I've noticed as a tech reviewer and somebody that talks to a lot of consumers, subscribers, followers, is that many people are bored at the moment with where smartphones are going, because generation to generation, there are only iterative changes. Other than folding smartphones, what else can manufacturers do? But software is almost like that unexplored territory. And seeing Samsung introduce really practical elements of AI into the software, kudos to them for doing that. Now, out of all of the AI features, there are three that I'm going to talk to you about very quickly. The first one is this circle to search. So essentially, you can press and then circle with one hand around any image or any part of the camera that you might be focusing on. What that will do is it will show up the search around that. This is not something that's, again, revolutionary. It's been there before, but the way Samsung have incorporated this circle to search with Google is really good, and it works incredibly fast as well. Right, this next feature is It's related to the camera, and it's seriously, seriously impressive. A little scary as well. So what you can do here is you can now edit images and you can incorporate AI. I've been playing around with this, still discovering lots and lots of cool stuff. So you see those three icons. You can also find those three icons in other areas of the software. And where those icons are found, that normally tells you it's got something to do with AI. So if you click it, you get AI options. Now, what is interesting is here, if we click this, it will allow us to do generative AI. So I've got this picture of a fish, and I'm changing it around somewhere. I want it to fill out all these empty gaps, and I can press this generate, and it takes about a minute or so to do this, sometimes less. It's done that. So let's just compare the original and let's compare what it's done. And I mean, that's impressive. Right, the third one is super impressive, and that is live translation. How many times or scenarios we've been in where you're trying to communicate with someone over the phone, especially here in the UAE, your delivery driver or somebody at a store that doesn't necessarily speak English very well, you will be able to then have a conversation live with them, and it will essentially translate into the language that you've selected. That is not only impressive, but it's super, super cool in the sense that it's actually something many of us would need and use on a regular basis. So I tested this out with a few languages, including Hindi. I was speaking to them in English, it replied back in Hindi on the other line, and vice versa. Very, very cool. And what is even better is the fact that you can now do live translation within applications. So you do need the Samsung keyboard, but if that's enabled and those languages are supported, you can now chat back and forth in a language for them to be understood and for you to be understood. Now, on my full review, I am going to test out the battery life, how it performs. In terms of battery, 5,000 milliamp hour battery, no real changes to the charging speeds or anything like that. But when it comes to cooling, there's a new system essentially of cooling inside here. So it should be better in terms of performance. Again, we'll put that to the test the more we use this device. But so far, I have been incredibly impressed. I mean, it's a refinement, don't get me wrong. I think if you have last year's S23 Ultra model, do not upgrade to this. I think perhaps wait a year or even 2 years. This is a solid device for those people that have an older device and they want to upgrade and they feel it's time to upgrade now, or somebody coming from, let's say, iOS that wants to try out the Samsung, essentially the Android flagship experience, then this is certainly worth considering. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit like, and check out this other video related to the brand new S24 Ultra. I'll see you there.